When you hit Save on a bank transfer, you probably assume the database takes that new balance and writes it straight into your accounts table. Updating a table means jumping through a B-tree structure suspended over a disk platter, modifying index pages, and rewriting data blocks scattered randomly across the disk. That scattered path is physically slow. Worse, it is non-atomic. It cannot happen all at once. If databases actually relied on this method, a sudden power loss mid-transaction would instantly destroy the integrity of your data. Picture a server losing power precisely halfway through processing a complex financial record. Half the index pages are updated, but the actual data payload isn't. You are left with a corrupted, unrecoverable mess on the disk. Yet, when the power cuts out in your neighborhood, your bank account doesn't vanish. The database intercepted the write before it ever touched the table. Reliable databases operate on one single rule. Never alter the real data until you have recorded exactly what you are about to change in a secure, isolated location. That secure location is the write-ahead log, or WAL. It acts as the mandatory first stop for any data trying to enter the system. On the left, updating a table randomly lights up scattered nodes. On the right, the log appends one sequential line. Because it appends in a straight line, it finishes instantly, bypassing the partial write risk that keeps the left side stuck. By requiring this single sequential step first, the system converts a fragile multi-part process into an atomic operation. It either completes entirely or not at all. Think of a waiter taking your order. They don't walk into the kitchen and cook from memory. They write it on a paper ticket first. That paper ticket is the write-ahead log. The actual cooking is the database table update, which can safely happen much later. If the waiter gets pulled away or forgets your order, the kitchen still executes the meal because that isolated, permanent ticket exists. Let's go back to that mid-transaction crash from earlier, but this time the power finally comes back online. The database wakes up, but it doesn't try to guess its state. It goes straight to the log and identifies the last sequential entries that were never confirmed as applied to the table. It simply replays those instructions to finish committing the data into the main table. Crash recovery is not a mystical software feature. It is the mechanical, chronological replaying all log to bring the table back into sync with the last confirmed transaction. You will find this pattern hidden inside almost all modern infrastructure. It powers Postgres, it runs SQLite, and MySQL's InnoDB redo logs. Apache Kafka takes this to its logical conclusion. It is a massive infrastructure product built entirely around the logic of a write-ahead lock. Every time one of these systems writes to a disk to ensure durability, it costs time. There is constant tension between the speed of the system and the safety of the data. Engineers can adjust this tension. Postgres offers a setting called synchronous_commit that lets you intentionally trade a tiny sliver of crash safety in exchange for a significant, massive boost in write throughput. In system architecture, there are rarely any completely free lunches. There are only configurable dials that balance risk against performance. But treating this specific tool as a historical backup is a massive mistake that can lead to total data loss. Watch how the log operates in this diagram. The exact moment a change safely enters the main table icon on the right, the log entry on the trailing left edge is truncated to save space. A write-ahead log protects the system during an active crash. It cannot save you from a failed hard drive 6 months after the fact. If your recovery plan is solely "we have the log," you do not have a recovery plan. The log is a transient mechanism that allows for high-throughput writes while maintaining data integrity, but it only holds your instructions until the kitchen is done cooking.